Software names getting hit again today after the sell-off yesterday amid these fears of AI disrupting the industry. But just how exposed are some of these names to these emerging AI tools? Our Deirdre Bose is digging into that for today's Tech Check. One thing's for sure, Dee, this drawdown on the IGV is now worse than 22.
I mean, this is really about what's happened in AI over the last few weeks. It's shifted from answering questions to doing the actual work. And that is really what's behind the disruption that we're seeing across the software trade. So this morning, we tried again. We put Claude Code to the test and asked it to code a very simple project management app, something like a Monday.com, which, by the way, is a $5 billion public company. In about 30 minutes and just a few prompts, this is what I got: a functioning dashboard of tasks, their status, who's responsible. Next step, I connected it to my Gmail and pulled from my Google Calendar, and I actually got something incredibly useful to myself. So what makes this moment different is integration. AI coding tools, they're now able to connect with your Google Drive, Canva, Slack, Apple's Xcode. So that takes something like this from wrapper to function. Now, obviously, my example, it's not as polished as a Monday.com, nor does it have 10 years of enterprise features, security, or data, but it really works. And I am not a developer, and I cannot code. In the hands of someone that understands enterprise software better than I do, this becomes something else. I'm not saying that it replaces Monday.com today or in a week, but over the course of a few months or a year, that starts to look plausible. Now, people I talk to in Silicon Valley, they say the most exposed names are the ones like Monday.com that sit on top of the work, like Atlassian, Adobe, HubSpot. They say cybersecurity stocks like CrowdStrike and Palo Alto Networks, they're harder to disrupt because they have network effects that no one would want to try to replicate and maintain. The stakes are higher. Over the last few weeks, guys, as Carl mentioned, it has been a bloodbath for the sector. You know, some of the security names, Salesforce down almost as much as a Monday.com, but next step, investors are going to start to sort between the two, and that is where the opportunity sets up. That's where investors should look as what is sort of core to the business and what just sits on top of the business.
So is it, I mean, you're testing all this out, and you keep saying I'm not a coder, but I'm able to do all of this stuff. So when you see the bloodbath in the market and some of these software names every day, are you thinking, okay, people are understanding what Claude Code is able to do?
Yes, I'm thinking, one, I'm not a coder. Two, this is the worst that these tools are ever going to be. So what does that look like in the future? I mean, obviously it's going to get better. And I would just say in the last few weeks since I've been playing around with these tools, I'm absolutely blown away. And I don't think that that's something that has reached, you know, the wider public or even Wall Street in a significant enough way so far. The fact that I can just spin up something that looks and works like a Monday.com for myself in just an hour this morning. I mean, it started as a fun idea, and I'm like more shocked than anyone that it actually worked. And I think these moments are going to keep coming, not just for me, but for other people who cannot code.
Yeah, these plugins that you might only use once, Dee, they'll be custom made for you at that moment. And it kind of throws a lot of cold water on why you would subscribe to an existing application over time. Some serious existential questions being asked in the software space. Dee, thanks very much. Deirdre Bose.